have cast member and creator of Married to Medicine, Mariah Huq. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jasmine. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So, how has life changed for you since the show, since season 2 now?
I like to think it's pretty much stayed the same in terms of, the home front family. I'm still mom, still wifey. But I think when we go out into the public, people recognize us a lot more and recognize the kids and my husband. So it's changed in terms of being recognized.
Okay. What personally has it changed? Has it changed life at all?
Yeah, I think I don't think I've changed, but I think sometimes people around you change when you get on TV.
Okay. Initially, what did you envision for Married to Medicine?
Initially, I envisioned a group of women that were either married to medicine in terms of their career or married to someone that was, a medical doctor,
Okay.
and coming together and being cohesive and talking about their struggles and the sacrifices. And, always have drama when you get a group of women together, but I just thought it would be a little bit more camaraderie, probably, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we saw you first season. I think that's when we were first introduced to you. What do our fans or critics or viewers going to see different from you, I guess, this season?
I think they don't see as much as me this time. I think they see me a lot on the home front. They see me working my business, and they see me kind of backing away from the drama a tad bit because it was all surrounded around me and my family last time. And this time, I wanted people to see another side, the side that they didn't get to see. It was the drama overweighed everything last year.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure that didn't happen this year because I'm a businesswoman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and we talked about this a little bit off camera, but what is your exact title? Sidebar.
Okay.
I went back and I interviewed you, like probably beginning of first season.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at, you talked about how you created the show and who you pitched it to and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know I think you were a producer then or your credit was. So what's your credit now?
Well, my credit last season was producer.
Okay.
And it's tough.
What does that mean?
A producer just means you produce the show. That's just what I negotiate. You don't get what you're worth. You get what you negotiate. So, it was just pretty much was like a producer.
Okay.
And this season, yay, I get co-executive producer and I get concept by, which means, I created it.
Okay.
So that was really huge to me because, people doubt you. They say, this wasn't her show or she didn't do this or, she's lying. And I had worked 5 years to get this thing up and running, casted the entire show, and working with Bravo and Purveyors of Pop. It was a great mutual. We all kind of mutually benefited. So I'm excited.
What does concept by mean?
Concept by means created.
Okay, so you get that credit now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's huge. Let me tell you, that's really big.
Okay.
I think the only person on Bravo that's ever received that outside of myself is Scott Dunlop, which is the guy, I think, who created Housewives, the whole Housewives franchise.
Okay.
So that's a big deal.
So how does it work if they did like a married to fashion or married to, like, is that the same? Would you be able to?
Yes and no. It's, not to the extent that I am with this, but, she's still in it a little bit.
She's
a little bit.
Okay. So Kari is no longer part of the show. She wasn't on any of the promos. She wasn't.
She's not one of the major, or one of the A-list cast members, but Kari does periodically. I say, where's Wada, where's Kari? Because she would just pop up at events, and we'd be like, what the hell is she doing here? Because she and Toya are still friends. So she's not a cast member, but you will still see Kari here and there.
Okay. I asked you, I asked you who, if you had it your way, who would you didn't want to come back, and you said Kari. You said you were on the fence about Toya. Why didn't Kari come back?
I think Kari kind of put herself in a situation where she no longer fit in with the women.
Okay.
Like, I think that happened on the reunion. I think she kind of self-destructed, honestly. I can't take any credit for that.
Okay.
I think she put herself a little bit higher than the rest of the women.
Okay.
And so why would you hang out with this group of women?
So we won't see that much of Kari.
No.
Okay. Was she wasn't asked to be a main, or she
I
volunteered?
Don't know.
Okay.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know that.
Okay. All right. So the 2 new cast members, did you have anything to do with casting them, or how does that work?
One of the people, Dr. Heavenly Kimes, she was on my pilot 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it's funny because she was one of the ones that I got, a little bit pushback about. She
Oh,
was
okay.
100 pounds heavier at the time. She was still a firecracker. I still thought she had star power, great. She lived a very, very, wealthy lifestyle. Great. I mean, she's a dentist or married to a doctor. So I've always liked Heavenly in terms of being on TV. I
Okay.
thought she was she was what you call reality gold.
Okay. And then the
Yeah.
other young lady?
Had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So have to ask you
Okay.
about your friendship with, or your, the
Yeah.
friend, the drama with
Yeah.
Quad. So again,
Mhm.
I was going to my old interviews, and I was
Mhm.
talking off camera about,
Mhm.
interviewing both of you or whatever. And when I interviewed you, I asked you if you were surprised that Quad became one of the fan favorites.
Mhm.
And you said, no, absolutely not. I've always seen that in Quad. That's why I wanted her to be a part of this. I wanted to share this moment with her. I couldn't think of a better person. I felt like she deserved it, and I felt like it would be fun for me if Quad was part of it. I wanted us to share this. I think I love her realness. I think I like that she is real, and I love that she is so fun. Like, Quad is just a happy-go-jolly person, like very hyper. That's just her. That's who she is, and she's positive. So,
Mhm.
what happened?
Dang, that tears me up to hear that. But I'll tell you this, I stand by that.
Okay.
And even, in spite of everything that's happened, I still stand by that. I think what's happened is fame. I think it's TV tear people apart. What role I had to play in that, I'm learning as you guys learn. I didn't know things were as bad as they are. I think Quad felt a certain way about first season. This is, she did express that to me.
Okay.
She felt like they made her look like my do girl or my puppet, or and she felt like she was a little bit subservient, and she didn't like that. And instead of realizing that I didn't control that, she kind of, I feel as though she took it out on me. We bumped heads on that, and then so she started treating me a certain way, and I made the comment to her. She said something about, I was mad because she was more famous, than me. And I said, that's absurd. I'm the one that made you famous. And and that's how I felt. I felt like I gave her the platform. I'm not saying that I gave her the personality or anything like that, but I just felt like it was absurd for her to turn the tables on me and treat me like a fan when I've always been a friend. I didn't bring her up under me. I didn't bring her behind me. I brought her beside me.
Okay.
And, I think that I got to get some credit for that. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I was going to ask you, because I think,
ooh, I need me a sip of wine, honey.
so I was going to ask you, because we seen that in the promo,
Yeah.
and she talks about it, that you said, I made you, I don't know if I got the famous part, but so that was in,
I made you relevant, I think.
or something, okay, yeah, I made
like
you something like
yeah.
that. So it was a combination of her kind of looking back at this, well, not that comment,
Yeah.
but it was the initial friction was a combination of she felt how she was kind of portrayed
Yeah.
first season,
Yeah.
and some things that she felt like she was positioned to look like your flunky.
But that didn't have anything to do with me.
Okay.
That had absolutely nothing to do with me. And I think at some point, and even for myself, you have to look at what you present.
Okay.
What message do you disseminate? I mean, I can't take the blame for that. I can't get mad if I looked hood and I'm on TV fighting. Like, I had to take a step back and check myself. So, I suggest she do the same.
Okay.
And I wonder this season, is she going to look like a boss, or she's going to look like somebody else's flunking now? That's what, so who's she going to blame this season?
Okay.